I'm really excited because I'm getting my koi.
George, the koi.
It's really heavy. There's 10 fish in here.
You think we can grill them?
Those two have grown a lot. Each of these is no joke, hand-picked and very, very special. Like this is like $10,000 worth of fish. You're gonna kill them?
I'm sorry.
What's up guys, we're here back in Chicago. I'm really excited because next week I'm getting my koi from Japan. Yes, they're the ones that we picked out in Japan. This was like back in November and it's just taken forever to release these videos. We decided to wait to get the koi until the spring. We didn't want to shock them by throwing them in the pond during the winter. Now with these ponds, you ought to do a deep cleaning about once a year. And you can tell that it's that time because not only has it been a year since I got this pond from Greg Whitstock, the pond guy, but also it's just looking a little dirty. It's become like a little soup of bacteria. So we need to do a deep clean of the entire pond, but also of the filter box right here, and then the biofalls, which is all the way up there. So it's gonna take about an hour or two to fully drain the pond, give it a deep clean, then refill it, but we gotta do it. The koi are coming next week, and I wanna make sure that they have a super clean and healthy home ready to go. Right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna drain the pond using this aquarium pump. We're gonna be pumping all the water into the overflow. Then we're gonna rinse off the pond by spraying it down, clean the biofalls in the skimmer, and then we're gonna fill it back up again. All right, so we gotta turn the pond off. Aw, so sad when it turns off. Then we're gonna take this and we're gonna place it in the overflow. For those of you wondering what happens when it rains, the pond will never fill up too high because of this overflow right here. We're just gonna actually push it down like this, and all that extra rainwater drains from there out into the yard here. So that's why whenever it rains, the pond never overflows because of this genius system that Team Aquascape created with these pond kits. That's why if you're ever gonna get a pond, make sure you do it through Team Aquascape or you get one of these pond kits, because this is the only way to do it, folks. This is the best system out there. I'll leave a link down below where you can check them out. Cue the epic cleaning montage. Now we did a 100% water change. You know, you wouldn't do that normally in an aquarium, but with this pond here, there's so much bacteria that's within this substrate, within all of that rock work, especially down there in the gritty bottom, that it's actually okay to do a 100% water change. And it's gonna be the easiest way to really deep clean this pond. Basically, a pond is a really low maintenance aquarium. As you know, the smaller the aquarium, typically the harder it is to care for. When you have a body of water this big with thousands of gallons of water, you don't really need to do a water change all that often. It's going to be able to sort itself out, clean itself out, given that you're checking on it regularly. You don't just absolutely let it fall apart. Now we're just cleaning out that biofalls. As you can see, it's pretty dirty in there. We're going to drain that. We already cleaned out pretty much everything else, and then we should be good to go. Fill her back up.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Should we call Dad?
It's really,
Wow.
it's really heavy. There's 10 fish in here.
Wow.
Wow.
Our koi are here.
Are they live or dead?
The koi that we picked out in Japan just arrived. They got sent over from Brian Fitzsimmons over at Fitz's Fish Ponds in New Jersey.
Whoa. I see Shintaro. And the bright orange one,
Really?
George?
You think we can grill them?
You cannot grill these, Dad.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Oh, in my village we used to grill them.
Excellent shipping by Brian. He included the ice packs to make sure that the koi didn't get too hot in the box. He also included a koi poster. This is gonna help us identify our koi later. Brian also sent us some pond balm. This stuff is basically like a bacterial treatment for ponds that will help give you crystal clear water. We're gonna give it a go. It's literally a bomb. We haven't done this for quite a while now on this channel, but it's officially time for Acclimation.
Acclimation. Acclimation.
Whoa.
Acclimation.
We're gonna acclimate these all together, and we're gonna put some of the pond water into here. All right, Mom, what do you think?
Oh, I'm so excited to have them here. Do you see how this one's shiny, Fabri?
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Good color.
Yeah,
Very nice
handpicked by yours truly, your
Yeah.
wife.
color. And it's from Japan. All the way from Japan.
We picked these fish out in Japan. These koi fish are very, very special fish. Each of these is no joke, hand-picked and very, very special, and they're all super different.
This one's our cow.
Yeah,
Look.
that one's our cow. That's Culver.
Well, already friends.
Animal meets animal.
What do you
Like
think
that?
of the fish?
You like them, Ellie? I smell them. I touched it.
We picked all of these out from a couple different farms, but you'll see that two of these are actually brother and sister. Can you tell which ones?
This and this.
No.
Oh,
This and this.
Yes, this one and
Yeah,
this
this
one. Those are both sankes. When we picked out those two fish, they were little babies. Those two have grown a lot.
a lot. And when we picked them out, it was out of a huge pool of tons
Thousands
of little
of babies.
ones. And we spent the longest time staring at, and then we're like, we want that one. And we thought, no way they're gonna be able to grab the one that we really love. And they did.
Even though they've grown, you can still tell they are the same fish that we picked. Like if I show you the photos from when they're babies, the markings are exactly the same. Then you'll see this one and this one. That's gold and that's silver. The type of shiny scales you see there, that's called Jinren.
George, I may be swimming with this fish now in the pond.
It's warm enough.
No,
Greg,
no.
we need a bigger pond.
No. We don't need a bigger pond.
My favorite fish is, can you guess which one?
The red one?
This guy.
Oh, that's right.
I love
George
this guy.
really wanted a yellow one.
You can see like this one's gold, but this one is yellow. I think I'm gonna name him like Lightning McQueen or something. So each of these fish was about $100. So I spent like $1,500 to buy them and to get them from Japan to here. Now that these fish are landed here in the States, they're instantly worth like way more. Like they're probably each worth $1,000. This is like $10,000 worth of fish.
Well, they're not for sale.
All right, Mom, what do you think of the koi?
I love them. I'm so excited to have them home now. From picking them out in Japan, oh wow, it's just amazing. People can't understand that there are so many koi fish there where we pick ours out. It's amazing how you can tell the difference between hundreds that look very similar.
I just want to thank Brian over at Fitz's Fish Ponds again for taking such good care of these while I was gone. He was taking care of them over the winter because it was really cold here. We didn't want to get them yet. And then he even took care of them for an extra few months while I was gone on my last trip traveling. I think he was holding them over in New Jersey for like 6-7 months. Thank you so much, Brian. They look nice, fat, super healthy. Also got to thank Greg Whitstock, the pond guy, not only for building this amazing pond that we're about to put them in, but for inviting us to Japan to pick these koi out.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Brian. And thank you, Tim, as well. We had just an amazing trip.
All right, the koi finished acclimating and we're ready to put them in the pond. You guys ready for your new home? You want me to show you how to do it, Mom?
I remember how to do it. I help harvest the koi from the pond.
Okay, put them in.
Oh, wow.
Here he goes.
Wow. Ooh.
Gotta be quicker than that, Mom. Put them in. Hi, baby. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.
Oh, wow. He looks beautiful in there, George.
I'm gonna do my other favorite, Culver's. Hi, baby Culver. He's like a little cow. He's actually a bit stressed because he's not fully white.
He will be, though. There you go, Culver. Oh.
All right, Dad's going after the silver one. Dad, you came all the way from Japan and you're gonna kill them?
I'm sorry. Just dropped it. I mean, if I squeeze it, then I feel, it's harsh. You think we can grill them?
It's okay, Dad, because koi fish are carp. They're very, very tough, hardy fish. He's gonna be fine. This one is the sushui. This one is actually really cool. He's got like a red head, sort of like a tancho, but then he's got a lot of orange coloration as well. This is called a kohaku. This is a Jinrin Saragoi. They call it Jinrin because you see how it's like really shiny. So basically it's a Saragoi, but anytime you see these really shiny scales, that makes it a Jinrin. Last but not least, this is the Orangey Ogon. He is really cool. He's all orange. I might name him like Tony the Tiger or something because you can see he's like all orange and he's got these black stripes. I don't know, what are recognizable tigers?
Name's Tigger.
Honestly, I like Tiger.
Like
Tiger Woods. Oh, he's beautiful, yeah.
How long do they expect to live for?
Some koi fish can live for hundreds of years. They say that, but I don't think that's really true. I think it's like 20 years.
So they will outlive me.
No one outlives Ted. Are you kidding?
When I retire, still they're gonna be here.
They might be.
Can I take some of them to Greece?
No, they're freshwater fish, Dad.
Can I take them to Florida?
We could take them to Florida.
Summer house?
Yeah. All right, so we're outside because I want to give you guys an update on how my koi pond is doing. This is probably one of the last really nice days of summer, and I wanted to document this. I wanted to get it on camera before, you know, it starts getting cold. A lot of these flowers actually have already started dying, which sucks. But I'm going to show you what I can. The pond right now is in its peak of its career. Massive shout out to my mom. She's really the one that has turned this pond into a fully planted ecosystem. She planted a bunch of really beautiful flowers. She put a bunch of lilies in here. You can see the lilies right here.
So this stuff right here is a really cool water plant that has basically just completely taken over. It actually looks really good the way it's grown in. And I'm sure the koi get to enjoy the benefits of maybe eating some of that bug larvae. Now, this green stuff right here is really cool. You can see it's kind of started growing into the waterfall there. It's just sort of taken over. It looks really natural and it looks really cool.
As you can see, the koi are doing amazing. They love their new home.
We love having them. Big George, my mom, my dad, we are all coming outside to feed them all the time. They're probably gonna get too big too fast because of that. But man, I love these koi. They are the friendliest fish I've ever met. You just literally put your hand out and they probably think that I'm giving them food, but they just come right up and they'll give you kisses. We got the little, look how big the Shintaro has gotten. So that's Shintaro number 1. That's Shintaro number 2 right there. But look how big they got. When I got them, they were like this big, and now they're like almost a foot long each. Crazy, man. They grow up fast. Some of these silver guy and gold guy are getting really big.
A couple things to talk about. All summer, I've not had any problems with other wild animals coming into contact with my koi. No raccoons, no birds or hawks or even reindeer. That's a plus. That makes me really happy. The saddest thing in the world would be if one of these koi got somehow taken. So far, I'm really happy. They're doing really, really well, super healthy. They're getting bigger every single day. You can see my 2 little Shintaro fish that I got from the Dream Maker breeder, Shintaro. They were like little babies when I got them, and now they're about a foot long each, which is crazy. I think I can definitively say that out of my entire collection, these koi are, they're not necessarily my favorites, because I'm not supposed to choose favorites. I don't want to choose favorites, but they are just such special fish, and they have such awesome personalities. It's really hard to not absolutely fall in love with them. Stay tuned and subscribe to my channel to see what I end up doing with the koi this winter. Am I going to bring them in, or am I going to leave them under the ice to hibernate and freeze, so to speak? Now that I'm back home, well, I'm going to be here for a while, at least with this COVID thing going on. Give me a like if you enjoyed this update, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to get that Coralfish 12G merch. Only 100 are going to be left on my site. I'm doing this rerun because I know some of you missed out on it while I was overseas. So if you want to get the limited edition Coralfish 12G shirt, it's going to be available for 1 more week. Link is in the description. We'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, remember to keep those nitrates low. George out.